everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs. I'll be your tour guide again today, John the Phone Guy. Today we've got a pretty special one. We have the Subaqua Specialty with the mother of pearl, blue in color, and this is the simulated diamonds on the bezel. Similar in size to the black spinels of a video I just recently did. So, you know, from a size perspective and everything, that's kind of where we're at. But with that, let's jump over to the bench and we'll take a look at it, run through the specs, take a look under the microscope, and then put the calipers and everything on it to finish everything out. All right, see you in a second. Hey everybody, here we are on the bench with the Subaqua Specialty. This is the blue label edition with the simulated diamonds around the bezel. This is model 33991. It's a 52 millimeter watch, and it is 50 atmospheres, 500 meters, 1650 feet water resistance. This is running the Flame Fusion crystal. It does have the blue mother of pearl on the very lowest depths of the dial face, and we'll get more into that when we look at the scope. This is the Ronda 5050C, which is takes a 395 battery. It's a 13 joule movement, about 54 months on here, and it's -10 to +20 seconds a month, which is pretty standard for Ronda quartz movements. And again, this is 46 simulated diamonds. They're all basically 0.275 in size. And so we'll just kind of take a look at this thing. Of course, like I said, this is all screw down here. So you've got your chronograph, which you get your 1/10 of a second down here. Your second hand sweep is your center canyon pinion. And your 30-minute timer is over here. So we can stop this guy and everything resets. Of course, screw down, which is where we get our water resistance, and the obviously the crown is screwed down as well. But let's quickly go to the back, take a look at all the details. So we have all of the, you know, Invicta Subaqua, the reserve, blue label, all the model numbers. Oops, hit my camera. Flame Fusion, all that good stuff. This does have the scissor clasp on it with Invicta Reserve written on it, and of course you've got the dual, you know, dive keeper on the clasp and all of that. This is, you know, your standard Subaqua Specialty case and cradle. I love how they did this in like a higher polish, and that's more of like a industrial finish on here, which is pretty cool. Like I say, I love the Subaqua Specialties in the way this pivots right here at the lug system, which makes it very comfortable for a good deal of wrist sizes, because it will articulate in for smaller, but yet still be all the way out here to accommodate someone whose wrist size, you know, can handle this fairly, you know, small taper here. But with all of that, you know, obviously you can see that it would be very comfortable, and it is. The links on these things are, they are single link, but they do flex quite well. And of course, we've got all of our dial work here with the 5050C. You can see the date down here, the day of the week, and all those details. And of course, looking under the microscope, you can see all the different layers of some of the skeletonization of some of these parts that are all setting at different heights and everything. Just a very cool design. Very similar to the JT SAS that we looked at about a week or so ago. High polish and all of that here as well. But with that, I want to do something a little different. So we're going to throw some calipers and we'll do some sizing on this, and then we'll go to the scope right after. So I get 52 on the nose. I get 17.8 on the screws. Of course, it's going to be, standard Subaqua Specialty. 35.6. We'll go right here. I got 31.5 at the top, 25.8, and thickness at 4.8, and span is going to be, I'm going to go right off these center holes right here. I get 51.9. All right, so let's grab in the scales real quick. All right, we're zeroed out on ounces. So we're at 10.5. Reset this guy to grams. And we've got 298 grams on this. So, substantial size watch for sure. And I love the details on it. But with that being said, and we talked about it already, let's jump over to the microscope and take a look. Hey everybody, here we are under the microscope with this SAS, and of course you can see I love the dial work on this. And of course, let's just kind of look at the simulated diamonds right in here. Of course, they all are 4-prong set and go all the way around the bezel, and you've got such a high polish on the bezel right here, and then here's your crown in a much more industrial finish. And of course, let's just kind of look at the bracelet real quick, and you can kind of see some of the details on that. But let's get to the main function here, and that is this dial, which has a very unique system here. So you've got your blue mother of pearl on your bottom layer, and let me see if I can tilt this and get it into the light with a good angle. So you can see your mother of pearl here, and then you've got a layer right there, and then you've got this one that's above it, and then this that's above that, and your hour markers kind of set in between here, and you've got a layer that's got on the dial face with the kind of the swirl circle marks here. Of course, this is a 50/50C, so we've got the day of the week here, and you've got your chronograph 30-second. This is your chronograph second hand. Constant running seconds here. Your big date, date of the month window down here, and just some of the combinations. Very blue label, because it is blue label. Just messing with y'all, sorry. But this is obviously the blue label piece, and I've probably already said that already, so I just having a little fun. But you can see the high polish here with the gold, and then a little bit muted with this circle design. And then you've got the color, the blues on some of these pieces sticking out here. And right there, like on the Rehot, you got a thin little blue section. It's very different, so you can kind of see just the amazing different layers of color in this thing. And the white on this sweep hand is amazing, so you can really get a sense of how easy it is to read this, and the white on the hour and minute hand and all of that. So you can see all of this little blues and everything. And if you look right, let's see if I can catch it right there. See how that subdial has like the motif of over here where it's got the swirl. You can just make out right there, so you can make out the swirl marks inside. That's very cool, whereas this one is very different, very laid out in a very different way. And I mean, I've had this watch for a little bit. I didn't even notice that until we got under the scope here. So really love some of the details that this scope brings out. So it's a lot of fun. But with that, let's take one last look here, and let's head back to the bench and finish this. And here we are back from the microscope. So that was a really cool look at it. The mother of pearl and everything is just amazing on this watch. I'll put it on my wrist for size perspective. Again, as most people know, I have a 7-inch wrist, which is, from what I understand, relatively, common wrist size for men. So I think I'm fairly average in that. Of course, you can see how the lug span and everything looks going down my arm, and on the side how high up it rides. Let me show you how the lug system, as I go up my arm to simulate a larger wrist, you can see that this lug and of course this articulation makes this a very comfortable watch for a good deal of individuals. I want to say, I think with all the links in here, obviously I've taken a few out, I want to say it's around 8.5, 8.75 that it'll handle. If anybody's experienced anything larger than that, please let me know, and all of that. I'm gonna start trying to figure out, I need to figure out some measuring tool that I can basically make a circle that's firm enough, and anyway, I'll play around with that. But with all of that, let's give a few shout outs and be back in a second. And we'll give a shout out to Smitten by Invicta on Instagram, Invicta Watches and Women's Fashion, and of course YouTube sensations Trap Vision 3D and the Lifestyle page, talking about all things collecting and family, and of course Tommy Big Time, focusing on bracelet sizing and battery changes and everything Invicta. Of course, Meat and I, journaling their weight loss surgery and entrepreneurship, and of course D&Q, chronicling travel and food and fun. Tony Woe, Christian rapper, and his music and life perspective. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Unboxed Sneaks. Has a great show illustrating men's sneakers and the lifestyle and fashion that goes with it. And of course, with all of that, we do our shopping on SHOPHQ, BULLDOG Shopping Network, InvictaStores.com. Shout out to Facebook friends, InvictaVets, and all the others that are out there. There's literally hundreds to choose from. So, find something that works with your lifestyle, and the group seems to be a good fit for you. So by all means, check them out. And with that, we'll finish the video out here in a second. See you in a minute. All right, and there we have the Subaqua Specialty, mother of pearl, blue, ionized, and the simulated diamonds. And of course, wanted to just one quick last look at it, and wanted to say thank you to everyone who subscribes, comments, thumbs up, all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please by all means just click that little link down there, and I promise it won't hurt. I won't come and find you or anything, but it really means a lot. And if you're enjoying it, then I appreciate the subscription. So, but with that, I say enjoy your Invicta timepieces, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.